No.
I put the
No.
show on my back
No.
since
No.
2019.
I got Google.
That's all
I
I've
got
done.
Google. Yeah, I gotta see if Pat Riley died.
I am the host. You are the co-host. You're like the old Dwight, assistant to the co-host, assistant co-host to the co-host, assistant co-host. And I'm glad you finally came to the church. I know you're going to this week, so that's big for you.
You are a bum.
That's big for you. That's big.
I thought you had a question.
I did. As the host, I do. As the clear, superior host that carries 98% of the show, I do.
Oh, look at that. The top trending topic, the Heat. Let's see what it wrote. The Heat have to go get someone. If the legacy media reports on their hearing, do you all really think they didn't play ads over the Heat? I don't know what the fuck that was.
Welcome to Face of the Franchise. Of course, this is a football podcast, but we are going to do a brief synopsis because it is the trade deadline week. We are entering in the NBA.
The Heat need a therapist. That was in Ted Lasso. She will get things in shape. Fuck off. I'm irate.
I am Little Joe Ooh, a.k.a. Joe Doran. This is my partner from across the Skype. That is Michael, the Pharaoh Shanuti. Nude, my question is simply this. What would you have done? What would you have done this week? You're in Pat Riley's
Another trending topic. Jimmy and Bam. 2 years and no real trades. Thanks for wasting the talents of Bam, you losers. That's what I'm talking about.
My man is locked in right now on trade deadline Miami Heat Twitter. So we're going to try to get his attention. We're going to try
How do you sit around and do absolutely nothing? How do you sit around and do absolutely fucking nothing? I hope you enjoy your nap, sleepy Pat. Another wasted year of Jimmy and Bam. Retweet. Jimmy and Bam out there killing themselves, and Pat is in front of the office playing dominoes. Find the nearest cliff. Retweet. Jimmy and Bam, 63. Rest of the team's 53 points in their last game. The trade deadline is ended. What the fuck? Retweet. All I want is for Jimmy and Bam to get some help. Is that too much to ask for y'all? Pat Riley, wake the fuck up. Jimmy and Bam need help. No Kyrie, no Jimmy, no Bam on the same team. I don't know what that is.
So while you're getting your Twitter rage out, we'll let you kind of polish it off there. What would you have done?
Oh, I made it. Hold on, one more. I made it. I made it on here. Pat needs to apologize to Jimmy and Bam for fucking up their prime years together. Finals to shit. The poop emoji is weird on here. Anyways, what would I have done? I'll tell you what I've done.
What's the difference in the poop emoji?
First things first, I would have called the...
You're not going to address the difference of poop emojis?
Oh, sorry. You know how the poop emoji on our phones is like smiling?
Yeah.
I don't know why on the computer it looks like they're kind of scared.
Oh, it had traumatizing past.
Yeah, it's like it's traumatizing, dude.
You got a traumatized poo. I imagine there's many of them. So what does you obviously feel like a traumatized piece of poo? What would you have, dude? I tried to make a rhyme, didn't work.
Retweet. This is sad. I don't understand how you satisfy with a mediocre ass team surrounding Jimmy and Bam. Retweet. I'm just gonna keep retweeting. Okay, let me
lock in for me over here.
Okay, here's the deal. What we needed was a stretch forward. We could have gotten anybody. We could have gotten OG whatever from fucking Toronto. We could have gone John
OG Abayu?
I don't know how to say his name. I'm not going to actually pretend like I know how to do it. We could have done any of that. We could have traded.
I'm probably wrong, actually. There's a slight pretend to my pronunciation there.
Yeah. We could have done things that would help us for next year, like move Kyle Lowry, who's been ass, who sucks, who's fat, who for picks and cash consideration. Didn't do that. All we did was trade away fucking Deadman for cash consideration to the Spurs, and we gave them picks for it. So what I would have done is traded fucking Kyle Lowry and Duncan and Strus and picks and gone after Fred VanVleet and OG and Pascal Siakam, and then all that would have been fine. And then I would have been okay. Then you would have a starting lineup of probably Fred VanVleet, Hero, I would say Jimmy. Yeah. And I would say the 4 would be Pascal, and then your 5 would be Bam, and then you get OG off the bench. You have Gabe Vincent off the bench, who's been spectacular. He's been good. I don't know why he doesn't start. And then you get Jurkic back, the guy from not Jurkic, sorry, UKB, some bullshit. I can't say his name. You put him in there, and then you
That's
have
where
all
you
these
lost me.
pieces.
I'm not sure the backup center for you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, and then you could have gotten Zach LaVine. Like, there's this Zach LaVine bullshit still out there. Like all this could have been done, but the Miami Heat, all they did was sit on their hands. They did nothing. Literally, Pat Riley has wasted my time and the time of my associates, Bam and fucking Jimmy Butler, and in their prime years. Like, I don't know how many years I got left on this earth. No one does. So why not go after it, dude? Like, go after it. I think I'm
the way
spoiled.
your stress levels go, it's probably 3 years at best, I would guess.
At this point, I think personally the problem is like, God has blessed me. I will say this. I will be open and honest. God has blessed me to see 3 championships for the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade, my favorite player. Has blessed me with the Stanley Cup with the Capitals. We talked about that, and 2 Super Bowls with the Steelers. Granted, here's the problem.
1983 World Series that you can watch anytime you'd like from the Baltimore Orioles.
I think the Orioles are the best team I like right now. I think the Orioles have the best outlook of the 4 teams that I like right now. They have the best outlook. They really freaking do.
Like, I mean, we're gonna get farmed off. All we ever do is get picked off. Now it's.
But no, Adley, Gunner, Colin Cowher's gonna get called up. We know what DL Hall can do. Grayson's coming up. Like we have pieces and we're gonna be good. But here's the problem. And this is a football show, and I'll go back to the Steelers too. The Steelers
during the big game week. But let's talk more basketball anyway.
The Steelers and the Heat have been terrible, have been awful. Like, in the sense of the way of, let's be mediocre, let's not change anything. The way that we've been doing it for 20 plus years has been fine, but because we have championships. I'm sorry, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron are not coming through that door. Ben Roethlisberger, Troy Polamalu, Hines Ward are not coming through that door anymore. We got to figure this out. Go for it or don't, because
y'all don't have a time machine. You can't find other ones just like that. Aren't they pretty easy to find? Isn't another Troy Polamalu pretty easy to find, dude?
I mean, we found one. No, his name is Mika Fitzpatrick, and we have T.J. Watt, and we have all of them. And guess what we do? We have. I don't know what baby hands can be. I don't know what their baby hands can be, but it is what it is.
Hey, whoa, chill. Thick baby hands. You know better. Thick baby hands.
How can you not be disappointed in the Heat front office? Hands. No offseason acquisitions. No deadline acquisitions. Team has clear hold, but nothing. You're right, man. The Miami Geeks.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into a positive direction because you are feeling pretty good, especially if we, did the show last week.
And the Rangers. The New York Rangers have signed one of the best fucking goalies. Now that Caps are all just bullshit.
Give me a moment here. We're reeling them in. Give them a
second.
Just
go. I got to masturbate later.
You went ahead, did arm robbery to me last week. You won our playoff bracket bet. Congratulations. Honestly, I think we should both get a shit ton of credit for pretty essentially perfect brackets.
It came down to the wire.
91%, you being, at about roughly 98%. Go fuck yourself. I mean, great showings for both of us. And I was going to come in here and I was going to do the silly shits and bits and giggles time from Joe. And I was going to I was going to compare you to a Nazi, funny stuff. I was going to compare you to slaughtering, that you probably slaughtered your own grandmother with Goodell. And some loose bits and shits with it being scripted. I was going to go too hard on it. And then the internet had to ruin that. Just like it ruins everything else. The internet had to ruin that. The only pure thing left on the internet, and I recommend everybody go check it out. It's an Instagram called Mo Mountain Mutts, and it's an adorable couple who goes ahead and watches these dogs all day, and they're so cute. They get on the bus together. They have assigned seats. There's 10 dogs, and they go on these glorious hikes, and it's wonderful and enjoyable. Besides that, everything has been destroyed. Everything has been destroyed, dude, including the NFL scripted bit. It's been loose. It's been whatever. It's been da-da-da-da-da. But now the internet can not take a joke any longer, no matter the circumstances, no matter what the validity is. And Sports Illustrated, the New York Post, and Bleacher Report, among others, picked up a bit from a competitive podcast where they were clearly joking about the NFL being scripted. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Besides my little rant, you can do your rant, but it's a sad.
There's no rant. It's more so like that. This is just the whole thing again, where, like you said, people are just, for better or worse, taking something that was clearly sarcastic and running with it. And people who don't know said podcast, microdosing, no free ads, don't know what they usually do on there, which is basically geek out and talk about reckless shit. And
they riff off conspiracy theories. That's what they do. Like,
one of the best things, though, and I gotta give credit to the NFL players, they ran with it. Like they absolutely loved it, and I loved it. Reading some of the stuff, loved it. I did one of the tweets myself. I was like, when the Bears read the script that they had to draft Mitch Trubisky, I did the girl that goes no, like that, like that
solid.
shit.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, so all that was funny to me. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, like you said, some people took it as a serious thing, but. Let's go! Is that real? 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 Please,
God,
God,
we got a new bomb. We got a Pharaoh drop.
The Bulls have traded Zach LaVine for Kyle Lowry, Max Strus, oh no, that's not real.
Oh, dude, I was even hyped. Come on, you're gonna drop Zach LaVine?
Cap. No. You know why it's cap?
And then pull it back like
There's
that?
no way. There's no way, because the last part is the reason why it's
That's
cap.
like, hey, Joey.
We're not trading. We're not trading. We're not trading. We're not trading.
And then be like, no, she just left. Sorry, Joe.
No. Sorry, I tickled your balls. The last part.
Yeah, you tickled the hell out of them, and they're They're blue.
The last part was Kyle Lowry, Strus, and Tyler Hero for Zach LaVine. If it was just Strus and Kyle Lowry for Zach LaVine, fine. Hero too? No. They didn't even want to give Hero away for what's his name? For fucking Harden. They're not gonna do that. Fuck that.
No. Harden, well, he does the same thing all those other players superstar players that hop around currently right now do, and that's leave franchises in disarray. But I'm going to, again, try to keep the show focused on football best I can during the trade deadline here, as Nude is clearly locked in on.
Go ahead, sorry. Script.
Twitter. No, it's fine. No, do your thing.
The script. You're next. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's better than the guest host, and I hope he listens to this. Better than the guest host that I had last week. I'm going to sure to send him this clip. Better than the guest host I had last week who said Derek Carr was taking the Texans to the Super Bowl. That was just traumatizing. So, I'd rather hear Miami Heat trade deadline Twitter rants and what you're retweeting and all that fun stuff. But I mean, there was some things that happened.
LMAO.
I'm going to try my best here. Two biggest hires, obviously, in the last couple of weeks since the QB or the coaching carousel has happened. Right now, obviously, Sean Payton was a huge name going into this offseason, going into the the coaching carousel. Sean Payton has been hired by the Denver Broncos, along with D'Amico. Ryan has been hired by the Texans. We had a good old-fashioned source battle to the death, Nude. Good old Western draw, and Rappaport and then Shefty going back and forth, kind of both stepping on each other's toes. This is what's said. No, I'm hearing the Texans. We're always locked in on D'Amico, and you're hearing the Broncos. We're always locked in on Peyton. Here's, at least from Rappaport, what he claimed with the Broncos the last few weeks. He said the Broncos last few weeks zeroed in on D'Amico Ryans, then secretly tried to lure Jim Harbaugh from Michigan. Remember, those rumors were swirling that he was leaving Michigan a couple of weeks ago. Negotiated a Sean Payton deal. Tried to hire Ryans again after negotiating said Sean Payton deal. Finalized the hire of Payton as their new head coach. Thoughts, comments, vlogs, blogs?
Here's what I'm going to say. And this is going to turn out to be Michael Shinuti hating time, because I personally, let's call a spade a spade.
Pull out the haterade. Hold up. Pull out the haterade. Take a chug. Take a sip.
Let's call the spade a spade.
No, you're not gonna take a pretend sip for your.
I'm gonna take a sip because here's what I want to address.
Okay.
They wanted Harbaugh and Ryans first. Why? Cheaper. Don't need to give up picks. Don't need to do all this different shit. Why? Because, in my opinion, and I don't care what anybody fucking says, Sean Payton is a quote-unquote sexier version, not looks-wise, just resume-wise,
Well,
of
looks wise too.
Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, definitely looks wise.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy's
And
a fat piece of shit. Why did I say that? Because both Super Bowls that both of these guys win, they get it off of the back of a Hall of Fame quarterback. Granted, Drew Brees, Drew Brees was actually pretty good in San Diego. Let's not forget he was going to go to Miami, and Miami might have been in the same position. We don't know. But with that and Aaron
But it's
Rodgers,
also not like Peyton, one of the most winning coaches of all time. Let's not forget that Mike McCarthy is King 8-8.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy's King 8-8, but when he had Aaron Rodgers, he got to the playoffs as many times as Sean Payton got to the playoffs with Drew Brees. Granted, again,
it was the line of our old third chair that we had on a while back, and I hope Iceberg's doing well. I remember a quote he said, maybe the third episode, and he said that Aaron Rodgers won that Super Bowl despite Mike McCarthy. But continue.
Exactly, and he hated Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy said the same thing, and then like Sean Payton, to his credit, got the Saints as far as he could. The whole Rams thing with the pass interference that was and wasn't could have took him to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they would have beat the Patriots, but whatever. But at the end of the day, it's all on Russell Wilson. I don't care what you could have brought in Andy Reid, you could have brought in Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, whoever you want. It's all going to be Russell Wilson. Now that they tied up they're basically their franchise to these two. I don't want to say mediocre just yet, but it's getting close to mediocre. Coach and quarterback for 5 years, and if nothing comes out of it, it's the biggest disappointment I've seen in quite some time. Since the trade for nope, it's the bit worse. It's the worst. It's probably going to be the worst because you gave away all those picks. You got a pick back for Bradley Chubb, and you used it to give away to get Sean Payton. Or no, wait, you traded for Trey Lance. 49ers traded for Trey Lance. Used that pick, and then you got Sean Payton. Then you have another pick all of a sudden. So the Broncos are
We're going to go back and look at this and see this as, sorry to cut you off, but we're going to see this as franchise suicide in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It just feels like you're reaching to the past to try to get you to the now, to get you to the future, and it's just not going to happen. I mean, you already have clearly shot yourself in the foot with Russell. I don't think it's going to, Payton's all going to suddenly be some magic whisperer. I think he'll give you a couple more wins, but I don't think that it's going to be something that all of a sudden you're what you're looking for, and it's all that money was worth it for Russell, and you're winning one Super Bowl, let alone what your goal probably was, and that was to actually get a dynasty going, and that's just so far an opposite of that.
Yeah, I mean, you keep thinking about this. You want to hope that Sean Payton and Russ have this juice all of a sudden. Great, again, we'll see what happens because their defense. Dude, that whole stat was fucking unreal. Like, they would have been like one of the best teams in the NFL if they scored like 14 points, like just 2 touchdowns. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's absolutely insane what they didn't do. And the defense is that good. It's top 5. It's top 3. Like it's kind of nuts, and we just got to see what happens after that. So we'll see.
Yeah, again, they to your point, they do have almost essentially every gap filled on defense. I hope nobody sleeps on that by any means. And Bradley Chubb is one of the best linebackers in the league that we don't talk about enough. We just don't. Dude is fucking unbelievable in his ability to do. Although at the same time, again, you can't reach back to the past and hope you get the same result. It's just not going to happen, especially in this game. D'Amico Ryan, though, how are we feeling about him? I love this.
Oh, love D'Amico Ryan. He changed. Let's be honest, that defense. That again, we're talking about top 3, top 2 defenses. That was his baby. Like, he created a monster. And he goes to a place where he wasn't he won Defensive Player of the Year one year. I think he was an All-Pro. He's gotten to a couple Pro Bowls. D'Amico Ryan goes to his stomping grounds. And it's a good leadership move. I think we got to say, the 49ers have coaches that will change the outlook of your team. Mike McDaniel's changed it for the Dolphins. Robert Saleh changed it for the Jets. Yes, both of them their teams crashed and burned at that, but that's because their quarterbacks were ass. Like when they figure out their quarterback situation, they'll be good. But I think D'Amico is going to be great when he goes to the Texans. When they get the quarterback they need in the draft or trade for one, they're going to be absolutely okay. I love D'Amico Ryans.
I'm not ready to count out Millis yet, but that's just me.
Count out what?
I'm not ready to count out Davis quite yet.
I think he counted out Davis Mills in his press conference when he said, when we get a quarterback. When we get a quarterback. So, but at the end of the day, like, great move. I'm excited to see it. And that division is, let's be honest, that division is a one-team, two-team.
Worst division in football right now.
I think it's a two-team pony.
South in the north. That's about it. Or the National Conference.
If Tannehill is bad now, it's the Jaguars division, bar none. The Colts don't have a quarterback, and who's the other one? That's it. The Colts don't have a quarterback. Texans could easily go up and win that division. So we'll see.
I think another thing we don't talk enough about is the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I know people groan and moan, you're saying the Texans. Texans look like a pretty goddamn good team those last 4 or 5 weeks.
Their defense is great, and their running game, I mean, Dameon Pierce got hurt, but Dameon Pierce was everybody's darling there for a while. Receiving core could be better, but, I mean, the offensive line is fine. Like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You're not all gonna have Chief and Eagles rosters. Like,
right.
Those are the two teams in the Super Bowl for a reason. Like, they have incredible rosters, but those rosters don't come out of nowhere unless you figure it out and you get like a Patrick Mahomes and a Jalen Hurts, and then you go and sign all these guys. Like,
and that gives you the ability to build around it.
Yes, exactly.
Right. But then the priority stories always quarterback first, and then that kind of sometimes gets teams struggling and lacking, and that's how you deplete a franchise if you don't get the right match. Frank Reich, head coach of the Panthers, kind of a whatever hire. I do think he didn't get enough time on the Colts. I know it was a disaster what we saw.
The problem,
but I don't think he was really historically bad. I mean, it's not like Nathaniel Hackett was much worse than he was all year. I think it was just a kind of a bad situation. I think that Wright can maybe do something over the Panthers, make them at least a little scrappy again.
The problem with this hire is the whole Steve Wilks thing, where the Steve Wilks had the backing of the player, the whole Rooney Rule. They didn't really interview him. Yada yada yada. I do like Frank Wright. I don't know. It's like you said. Like, he didn't really have a quarterback. Is he gonna get a Jimmy G? Is he gonna get a quarterback in the draft? Is there different things that they can do to get those pieces together? So I personally don't know what is going to come out of this, but we're going to see, because the players, when they have a hard stance on something, we don't know what they're going to play for. And Mike Wright, to his credit, did okay. Carson Wentz, whatever. Who else he had? I mean, Matt Ryan really tanked his season, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Panthers are better. Like we said, they're one of those teams, too, where they have great pieces. They get a quarterback. We don't know what's going to happen. Another division, which is ass. So,
and to your point, too, I mean, I think it's been said in some spaces and in some corners of the internet, but I think the Rooney Rule is just it's bullshit, and we've kind of teased it before on this show, talked about it before on this show, so we won't have to go too deep into it. But it really is, I mean, just a fucking joke of a rule that it just doesn't seem like anyone's actually getting any real opportunities that deserve them, no matter race, ethnicity, color, whatever the case may be. And it just seems like it's the same kind of thing, but they're trying to front something else, and it just never works the way it's supposed to. And dude, I think you froze on me. Are you frozen? I don't know where we went. I'm about to hang up and call back, and we'll edit some of this out or not. Who cares? Who knows? But I can't hear you or see you. Dude, it's very much so like the Rooney Rule at this point is a joke. It just simply is. It's trying to front like it's something that is going to finally give equality and give a chance and consider the value of who's the best candidate, no matter race, ethnicity, whatever the case may be. But again, it's just an affront for the Sable. That's all the Rooney Rule is. It's a fucking joke. It's just like the local ice cream truck that never sells any ice cream to any kids, but is going ahead and the 20-year-olds go ahead and buy. It's a drug front. It's a drug front. What I'm getting at. I'm losing my train of thought here, but it's a drug front is what I'm getting at, and it's the same kind of thing with the Rooney Rule. It's just a front to appear like you're providing equality and you're meeting the demands, but it's the same old behind the fucking curtains, and it's bullshit.
Dude, it's literally just a joke now. Like, I hate to say it like this, and then Roger Goodell in the press conference during Super Bowl week said, "Oh, we legitimately have to figure this out." Well, no shit, dude. Like, for years we've been saying that. Like, it doesn't like.
Well, that's your best friend now. You can probably hit him up and tell him how you feel.
I mean, the dude's a fucking joke, man. Like, just be smart with this shit. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, give me a fucking break. So.
Yeah, it's really fucking sad. I mean, there's plenty of coaches right now that deserve a head coaching job and don't have it. And it's pretty fucking sad, and it's to the detriment of the league. It's to the detriment of those owners of Roger Goodell. Whether they can ever wake up and fucking realize it or not is a different story. Another LaFleur. Speaking of more whites, another LaFleur is hired. Mike LaFleur is hired as the offensive coordinator of the Rams. Whoop-de-freaking-doo-dah. Then we have Newt, any comment?
Say that again. Sorry, you broke up.
Any comment on the Mike LaFleur offensive coordinator hiring? Another LaFleur?
Yeah, here's my thought. I mean, who cares? Yeah, dude just went back to daddy. Sean McVay and him have a relationship, and that's just how it is.
Next up, well, in a not to re-trigger you all over again, but Brian Flores is now.
No. So you said this at the beginning of our rundown, and I
not affiliated with any other rundown.
So I personally,
not the movie or the show.
Not the show. Yeah. So Mike Tomlin knew what he was doing. Mike Tomlin.
Loki rundown with The Rock and Sean William Scott, pretty damn good.
Great movie. He personally, like, I knew right away what was going to happen, because here's the deal: you had a guy who deserved to be a head coach, deserved to be a defense coordinator, deserved all that things.
Yep.
So Mike Tomlin even said it in his interview with Ryan Clark and those guys from, like, I Am Athlete or whatever. He said, "I did it because I didn't want him to have a year off, and people forgot who he was. So he brought him in as an assistant." He said, "Yes, I knew it was going to be a year thing, because, like, once our defense looks like the way it was, he was gone." And Minnesota's defense was absolute shit. So smart on them to get Brian Flores, and he's going to be at D'Amico Ryans. He's going to stay there for a year or two, and then he's going to get a head coaching job, because he can absolutely change your defense. He did it with our defense. Our defense got better, and I'm not upset. I wish he stayed. But
with the Dolphins defense.
Yeah. I mean, I wish he stayed, but, like, we want to have mediocre coordinators, so I knew that was going to happen. So whatever.
But at least you still got Matt Canada.
All right, next.
Remember Matt Canada?
Here we go, please. The Heat Twitter, Caps Twitter, Steelers Twitter. What's next? Orioles are going to tell me they traded Adley Rutschman for nothing? Like, just bury me at this point. Like, this is ridiculous. Toronto wanted to trade. Like, come on. Like, Toronto was looking for trades. People were looking for trades, but no. Pat Riley wanted to sit on his fucking hands and did nothing. The Steelers are about to do the same.
The Orioles will go ahead and they'll trade the farm away. You know that happens every year. Just wait.
I fucking hate this shit, man. I hate sports. I wish I just didn't like sports. I wish that my dad and my mom did. Like, put me in front of books or something. Like, I wish I was a nerd. I don't know.
Maybe started you knitting while you were young. A chess player. Could have started the bassinet. But instead, you're completely and utterly addicted to sports and have no choice.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude.
What a life we live. Speaking of life he's lived, Tom Brady has retired in the worst transition of 2023 so far for the face of the franchise. Tom Brady has retired. Only reason why I think this is permanent, it's done, is he has a $375 million Fox broadcasting deal waiting for him around the corner. I did get a text from our guest host 2 weeks ago, that guest co-host, 2 weeks ago, that did say he's going to be back. Don't you worry, just wait. I'm calling it now. By week 2, he'll be returning. He's gone. He's gone. He's got money to make up from FTX. He still's got to recover. And I think he lost around the same amount he's getting in this broadcasting deal. So I don't see him returning anytime soon. He just get his money back and just get it back quick. That will begin in 2024, so he's taking a little year off to go ahead and post more underwear selfies or whatever the fuck he wants to do, tongue his son, who knows. But Bill does finally, as you heard at the beginning of the show, does finally give him his flowers nude. To me, and I don't know how much more credit can give this guy. I'm not big on giving this guy credit because we do it enough. But that is such a old sensei, master of his craft, like Raja Ghul, who trained Batman, sort of locked in sense of, you don't get your flowers until way after. And I respected that a little bit and was glad that Bill finally gave him his flowers.
No, I'm happy. You know what? People have talked about the friction relationship, about him and Bill and why he left and everything. So it's good. I mean, listen, you cannot tell the story about the Patriots, the NFL, without those two together with each other and Robert Kraft. Those three did something that we'll never see again. I don't ever think we'll ever see. If it happens, I don't think we'll be alive for it. It will be the next generation, but it's just crazy to me because I'm happy Bill said is something because they both. I mean, yeah, Brady won that Super Bowl without him, but that was more because of the team that they had, and Bill didn't. Bill had to rely on Cam Newton and Mac Jones. I'm not discrediting Brady. I'm just saying it's good. It's glad. I'm happy. It's there. He did what he had to do. So.
Yeah, no, it's he got his just desserts. We're a happy-go-lucky company. He said, yeah, I never felt like it was us being torn apart. We were never that way. So it definitely makes sense too. You're successful for so long. The media is the media. They're eventually going to look for blood somewhere. And that's, what we would get, especially with the Boston media. It's just fucking brutal. AJ Green retires in a much less significant impact. Probably a mortal enemy of yours for years, not to retrigger you again.
No. I want everybody to understand something when it comes to my rivalries. There's only one team I absolutely hate, and I'll never give anybody on that team credit. That's the Ravens. When it comes to the Bengals,
all the time usually.
When it comes to the Bengals and Browns, I'll give some credit. AJ Green was a great wide receiver. I hated him for the reasons why you hate a lot of Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants. They were good. I'm very happy he retired. I didn't like that he was getting that kind, how Julio is now too, is these guys were all stars. These guys were super fucking stars. And yes, they went out a better way than AB, but those three were absolutely insane back in the day. And I'm happy. I'm happy for him. So.
Yeah, I mean, he was the definition of a workhorse. Constant grit, constant grind, all the great stuff you hear about. You got to respect him. I don't think he's first ballot, but he's definitely going to find his way in there. At some
Hall
point.
of Fame is tough. Hall of Fame is tough to gauge with wide receivers. There's so many good wide receivers, so I have no idea.
This is true. And to your point, too, we're seeing more and more of those kind of superstar wide receivers go into the journeyman kind of career path where they're just never going to be the same. Does that affect the Hall of Fame?
Dude, Hall of Fame is I had this conversation with people, and this is a good conversation to have later. I think we did too. It's called the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Very Good. So, what constitutes a Hall of Famer?
We've had some heated debates about this.
Yeah, and it's just AJ Green. Could I see him be a Hall of Famer? Yes. Does he make it? I don't know. I don't know the criteria, especially with wide receivers, because Andre Reed and Art Monk, those guys made it late, really late. They were really good. So what do you say after that? You know what I mean? It's just we'll see tonight, because tonight this the whole NFL honors, and we'll see who they put in tonight. Reggie Wayne's up for grabs. Torrey Holt, like those guys are Hall of Famers to me. So like, is
Do
he
you
on
see
the
a guy
level?
like Andre Johnson, who's somewhat, at least
Andre
in terms of
Johnson?
accolades, similar to AJ Green? Do you see somebody like that?
Yeah, Andre Johnson, Steve Smith, him. Those are teetering guys to me. Like those guys, if I had to choose, it's tough because it's like, who do I put him over? Like if I had all those wide receivers in front of me, like from Jerry Rice to the last guy, where do they fit? I don't know where they fit. I don't think they fit in like an all changing person because they had 6-7 years of dominance. You know what I mean? Calvin Johnson went in because he was that dominant for 7, 8 years, 9 years that
Yeah.
we knew if he kept going, he would break every fucking record. So
Right.
it's like, that's the thing. And it just happens to be Detroit, and that's why he retired. So
He almost revolutionized the wide receiver position with what he did.
he was the
I can see
guy.
what you're-
He was the guy where people are like, when you create a wide receiver in Madden, that's who you create. It's just
Right.
like, he was monstrous.
Right. And there's not going to be really that's a once in a generation, century sort of player. I agree with you where I think maybe on a weaker year, AJ Green is one of those guys that can teeter in, but it's going to be a tough battle for him. I definitely think he's got a shot at it. I definitely think, easy Bengals Hall of Fame, right? But we'll see about actually making it out there in Canton. Trent Dilford makes an ass out of himself.
Surprise, surprise. A Baltimore Raven quarterback made an ass of himself.
I was waiting for it.
No, dead ass. Trent Dilfer needs to shut the fuck up. He takes too much credit for winning a Super Bowl that he personally did not win. Like, in my opinion,
he's known as the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. I mean, that's almost like unanimously he is in that position.
Yeah, he has to be the worst. Like in my opinion, like, shut the fuck up. Like what you said about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, you have no room to talk. Like you won that Super Bowl.
Qualified to wipe their ass, sniff the air. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They even talked about it in the documentary. I'm assuming this is what they were like. We had a whole month. They didn't score a touchdown. A whole month. And then Trent Dilfer comes in and they score one touchdown. And then he almost loses the game against the Titans. They win that Super Bowl against the Giants because the whole, what Ray Lewis said, punt, interception, punt, interception, punt, end the game. It's like they didn't score. Like they only scored on a kickoff return. So it's like, what the fuck? So
yeah, he had no room to talk whatsoever. Maybe, and also again, there's a couple points where like Tom Brady played in that era. You played in Trent. Like Aaron Rodgers was on the tail end of that era. Like,
Peyton Manning did. Tom Brady did. Like we're talking about, your camera's off, by the way. You're like, do your little thing. But
clap off. The clapper.
Yeah. Oh, you had it. I don't know what you did.
Wait, what?
You had it. Go stop. Okay. So no, and then he's like, I'm helping you out. So he personally, I just don't get it. This is like one of those too big for your bridges things, and it's just like, we get it. You won the Super Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. Trent Dilfer, this quarterback whisperer, did the Elite 11. Now he knows how this shit. Who made you the king of quarterbacks? Like, you won one Super Bowl. You were a journeyman. You did all this. They actually said, you are the problem that we can't repeat next year, and we went to go get somebody else. You're a bum. Don't say shit.
Right. He should be fired from any sort of commentating position as well that he currently has. It's just absolutely disgusting. They prance him on TV again and again and again. Get this guy the fuck out of the business that he's in right now. He doesn't belong in it. That's the truth. I'm not impressed with your ass, Trent. Next up, Aaron. Speaking of Aaron, he does go into a dark cabin, taking a bunch of ayahuasca, figuring out what he's going to do next. Topic.
Next.
We did this the other week, Nude, but we want to hear Nude's early off-season predictions. Who you think's going to land where, what you're feeling, what you're seeing. Give us something crazy. If you tell me Derek Carr is going to the Texans to win a Super Bowl to avenge his brother's team, this podcast is over.
No, I'll be honest with Derek Carr. Derek Carr probably going to be... He'll
not even a Derek Carr guy. Zach, what were you talking about?
Derek Carr is good, man. I'm a Derek Carr guy. I like, I'm a Derek Carr guy.
He's not taking the Texans to the Super Bowl, and we all know it. D'Amico Ryan or not.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's gonna be a Saint. I think more so than I like to admit. Where he's gonna be a Panther. That's my prediction. And then the team that loses out on him will be in the running for Jimmy G. He'll probably be on one of those teams. Lamar is gonna be surprise, surprise, a Raven. He's gonna.
No, wrong. I heard he's gonna be a Commander. I heard that's wrong.
Commanders are gonna run it back with Sam Howell and the
Nope,
Jets.
wrong. He's
and
the quarterback of the later future.
And the Jets.
It's gonna be
they're
5
not
years Lamar, 5 years Sam. 10 Super Bowls in a row.
I will. Hey, listen, Lamar goes to the Commanders. You know who? You know what I'm saying. So
I'm getting those jerseys. I'm getting this matching.
I won't get a jersey. I will not
baby.
get a jersey. But
no, you're not getting it. Sure, I'm getting it for us, and you're going to wear it.
No.
Wait, no. Hold up. If he goes to the Commanders right now, if he actually does go to the Commanders, and I buy his jerseys, will you at least wear it one time for me?
One time, yeah. If I wear it once, it's fine. Because it's not a Ravens jersey, so you know I don't give a shit. And I think the Jets are putting too much stock in this Aaron Rodgers thing. I think Jordan Love is gonna be their quarterback. I think they're gonna get the backup. So there you go.
Is Aaron Rodgers' time to shine? Or sorry, Jordan Love's time to shine?
I think it's time, dude. We need to see this guy. All I heard was how good this guy was, and nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean, he looked when he stepped in for that one game, but I don't think he's going to be anything special. I don't think it's going to be the wait in the wings guy they've gotten lucky with the past 2 times. Scandal aside and robbing the money out of children's hands aside from Brett Favre.
Oh, yeah.
But nude. Let me see where we got. I went off on trying to look something up, and I got lost here. All right, Pro Bowl Carnival. It's basically a fucking field day. Somehow, of course, Myles Garrett got hurt.
Fuck him.
Field day. We got to figure something else out. I understand we did away with the game, okay, but I didn't even watch a second of it, to be honest.
No, dude. I personally did not watch it. Surprised if you watched it. Kudos, dude. Honestly,
yeah, you're bigger fans than us, and that's saying a lot.
No, it's kind of crazy how bad the Pro Bowl really is. And like, I was trying to watch the Knicks game that came on after, and they still had it on. I was like, could we please change it to something else? Because this is absolute ass. Like, this is absolute trash, dude. I don't know why we're watching this. So,
yeah, it was very rough. It just. From everything I saw, it literally just looked like the NFL players who were really good at foosball got a good old field day, and that's pretty much all it really was to me.
Yeah.
A arrest warrant on a completely different side, someone who will not be participating in field day, it seems, going forward. That's Joe Mixon. Dumb bit aside, he was arrested. Was issued an arrest warrant for allegedly pointing a gun at a woman. Dude, I don't know if you have any more insight. I pretty much got the surface level. I didn't.
So
on that story.
I went on it. So it's the alleged menacing or whatever, it has been dropped. So he's gonna be fine. But dude, like, Joe Mixon is such a piece of shit. Like, at this point, like, he punched a girl at Oklahoma. I thought that would have done it. But and there was video, but you know how that is. I thought he was going to get Ray Rice to not be able to play, but whatever. Here we are. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Fuck that guy. But
yeah, I don't understand. I mean, we'll never know. We can, speculate all day long. It's CTE this, it's CTE that, it's whatever the case may be. But we just don't really know. But that we know for one thing that's just a piece of shit move. That's not what somebody who's a respectable person or athlete or functional member of society does. Right. Next up, Conference Championship Reviews 2023.
I'm just going to combine it together.
Go ahead.
One was great. One was shitty. One was a team that they won. Great. Now the 49ers are talking all this nonsense. Brandon Ayuk. If I could liquidate everything, I'll put it on the Chiefs. Christian McCaffrey.
Not gonna lie, that I was Eagles all week until I saw that clip this morning myself. I was Eagles all week. I'm not gonna lie until I saw Ayuk say that, but also I do realize there's some bitterness behind that.
There's bitterness, dude. They're all bitter. Nick Bosa, Chris McCaffrey, him, Kyle Shanahan said something. It's hard to win without a quarterback, which I get the point. But at that point, like, dude, you dug your grave. You wanted Brock Purdy. You got this Joe Johnson guy. You could have gotten Cam Newton. You could have gotten all these different quarterbacks to come in there who have had the chance to play it on big stages. Nick Foles came in for the Eagles, won some games, right? Didn't he take them to the Super Bowl? Yes. It's unfortunate Brock Purdy's shoulder went off. Brock Purdy was a third-string quarterback. Like, what are we talking about here? Shut the fuck up with this shit. And then I saw, like, the NFL, the whole redraft thing where they had Brock Purdy going number 3 overall to the Jets. It's like, Brock Purdy is not – I'm not here defending Kenny Pickett whatsoever. But if you think Brock Purdy could do what Kenny Pickett did in the offense that the Steelers have, you are stupid as fuck. Kenny Pickett would have been a rock star in the 49ers offense. Anybody would. You and me could have been. Like, the only person who couldn't have done it was this Johnson guy who came off the street who's been on 20 NFL teams already, which is fine.
Hey, relax. He's a pretty damn good 4th string.
My point is,
the Washington football team game to be determined, and it was terrible.
Is the Eagles are getting flack for no reason. Eagles deserve the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck. You can go with that, whatever narrative you want. They're in the Super Bowl. It's fine. Now, on the other side, we have the Chiefs, who had a big battle with the Bengals.
Dial it back. I want to finish just some thoughts on that game as well. I mean, to your point, for anyone, and I said this 2 weeks ago when I said the Eagles were going to crush this game, but I know you already know this because you listened to that whole episode with me and Zach, and that is, of course, because you listened to that whole episode with me and Zach. And that.
I don't know. You want me to answer?
And that, no, I know you did. So, the pause was just a casual, fun pause.
Go ahead.
I said this last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago. Brock Purdy, again, started 5 games during the regular season and 2 playoff games, now 3 playoff games. I don't know why we're ready to king him Messiah. Why we're ready to king him the next coming Brady. I mean, the comparisons all week were fucking ridiculous. He is a 3rd-string quarterback, and I don't care if he played that whole game or not. The score's not very different. There's maybe one more touchdown on the side of the 49ers, and that's about it. The score's not that different. Eagles still dominate this game. Purdy healthy the whole game or not.
Yeah, and that's fine. And then that's where that leads me to this right here. Like the Chiefs and the Bengals had a battle for a century. Now this is the opposite. Like, people will talk about like the referees and blah 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 and da 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 da. At the end of the day, it was a 3-point game. You didn't move the ball the way that you did, Bengals. You guys got fucked because your defense. Will admit
Patrick Mahomes literally got a redo like it's Madden 2010.
No, the fifth down was weird.
Or was it rewind? That's what I was
Yeah. The 5th down was weird, but they stopped him. They stopped him. So it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to defend the refs. I just hate the refs being the key cog to a team losing. Like, I could sit here.
It wasn't like all bits and shits and gigs aside, I like to say from time to time.
Yeah.
It was.
Credit
if the Bengals could have won this game, they would have won it plain and simple. They had the ball 2-3 times at the end of that game.
Exactly.
They could have went ahead and gone on top of the Chiefs. And I don't know if the Chiefs are overcoming that. But they didn't. The Chiefs defense stepped up, which I did not expect them to do. Chris Jones led that defense into 3 great stops that led them to the Super Bowl. Plain and simple.
Exactly. And the story. I mean, there you go. I mean, you don't, like, you said it best. Like, when it comes to a situation where you had multiple chances to do what you could have done, you didn't do it. And that's just how it is. And sorry, I mean, boneheaded play at the end. I mean, rough. I mean, I feel for the guy. Like, he was just doing a play, but that was a clear as day late hit. So, whatever. So.
Yeah. Again, that was the best of the 2 championship games. Burrow's going to be back again. I'm not too worried about it. I think T. Higgins might be gone from that team, but besides that team's still going to be pretty whole. Also looking for a new running back, most likely as well, but those come in bunches too. Yep. So not concerned for the Bengals' future. Joe's still Joe. I would have loved to see, for whatever reason, it seemed like the tides were going to turn on Joe and people were going to start being Joe haters if he went to this game for whatever reason. I would have loved it. I would have embraced it. For whatever reason, people love confidence. They don't like cockiness. I love cockiness if you can back it up. So Joe's going to have that in spades going forward in the future of his career. But we got the big game. We get to do this show once a year, Nude. It has finally come. We're going to have withdrawals for the next 6 months. But till then, until that awful day comes, Monday, this coming week, Sunday, we have the Super Bowl. We have, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And good old, what the hell's the Cardinal Stadium called?
State Farm Stadium.
Did you say a fart stadium?
See, you're doing that joke.
I didn't know that was I really was not doing the bit.
Did you watch the mini golf thing? Is that why you said it?
That is not why I said it. I've not seen that. I swear.
All right. Spoiler alert. Marsh said State Fart Stadium, and Nick started dying laughing. So that's why I thought you were doing it.
Okay. You know what? I did see. So it's probably in the back of subconsciously in my brain, but that was not intentional. I promise you. You know, okay. I admit when I'm divulging and planning bits. That was not one of them.
Are you gonna go? Like, what do you do?
It'll be slightly one of them. Yes. Oh, my fault. So, Super Bowl numbers. And one, I want my money back. That's where I was going to go with this. I want my money back. And I'm proposing something to you.
Oh, God damn it. What do you want?
I want my fucking money back. Versus experts. And I say we take a lock, but it has to be opposite of each other. And it's simple. There's got to be a winner either way. Another 100.
Nah, see, this is that bullshit. You can't do that.
What bullshit? Well, how's that bullshit?
Because you're bullshitting. I had this Super Bowl. I had this Super Bowl laid out, and you did it.
Hey, listen, we both had the who'd you have winning the Super Bowl again?
Chiefs.
You have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl? Okay, great. I'll take the Eagles at 100.
You're not taking because I think the Eagles might win the Super Bowl. There you go. I don't care anymore.
Over/under is 50.
When the Bengals and the 49ers didn't go to the Super Bowl, I don't care anymore.
Highest Gatorade colors are red and yellow.
How about we do 100 for something else, not the Super Bowl? Like, we'll do it later, probably for the draft or some shit.
Heads or tails?
I'm not doing $100 with you for heads or tails.
Why? You scared you're gonna give that 100 back? You scared you give that 100 back?
What do you want to do? You said heads or tails?
Heads or tails? I'll take tails.
I knew you were going to take tails. You're such a bitch.
What, man? It's technically 50-50 odds. What's the problem?
It's legit 50-50 odds.
Yeah, technically. Let's go. Let's just go Chiefs Eagles, dude. What are we doing?
Because I don't care. That doesn't, and I want the over. You're going to take the under?
No.
How about a touchdown? So we pick, so we'll do something where it could get a push. So it might be a push. So
okay. I see where you're going with this. You're saying we're going to pick a player touchdown?
Yeah, and it can't be, and we'll put a stipulation on it. It can't be Kelsey and it can't be A.J. Brown.
Okay. I will also put on that you can't do first string running back. So it can't be Miles Sanders and it can't be
Pacheco?
Yeah.
Okay, you first.
Boston Scott.
Jalen Hurts. Okay, we got it.
Wow, I got a fucking. Yeah, I don't know why, but I felt a surge of confidence come from you, and I felt so flat after
that. So wait, this is anytime, or are we doing first?
Anytime.
Okay.
So it pushes if neither or both score. It pushes
if neither score and both score, it's push. But if it's one score from one guy and it ends the game, winner, easy money.
Done.
All right, there you go. All right, and for my Super Bowl picks, I am going. I shook.
You didn't double shake, bitch.
For my Super Bowl pick, I'll pick the over. And I don't want to pick a side, but if I have to pick a side, I'll pick. I feel like the Eagles might beat beat the Chiefs. I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is the most indecisive Super Bowl I've ever been part of because both teams are legit mirror images of each other. So, Eagles, I guess.
I think we talked about it briefly already. You kind of got to look at roster from top to bottom in this big of a game. And if you look at the Eagles roster, you look at the Chiefs roster, outside of maybe a couple of positions, Eagles got them beat. Eagles got them beat easy. They're the more well-rounded team. I'm going -1.5. And I wouldn't be surprised, if I sprinkle a little -5.5, maybe a -7 here and there, and see how we go. Easy over. I think this is as easiest over we've had in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eagles -1.5, over under 50.5. I'm taking the over.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Do we have any more inside take? I mean, we're not going to sit here and give you the same analysis you've heard all fucking week. But do you have anything that maybe could surprise some people? Do you have a additional lock that you'd like to give out that might shock the world to its core?
Do you want to do like crazy Super Bowl picks?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk Gatorade color. Let's talk some kind of wild prop.
I have something
crazy. Your wildest prop that's a lock.
Wildest. Okay, a prop. Shit. Let's do under whatever minutes in for that.
I forgot, dude. I've lost like 3.
No. Actually, I'm gonna do this. They actually do have this on DraftKings. Rihanna's first song will be "Rude Boy."
Okay.
So it
I'm
has
gonna go ahead.
songs.
What are the options? I'm on FanDuel right now. Give me my options.
Let me see. I will give you the. You want to do that? We can do that.
Yes, that's obvious. That's done. That's a lock. We're just doing this one for shits and gigs. So you gave you're saying for the people. First one's gonna be Rude Boy. Give me my options.
Okay, hold on. Punt props game. No. Novelties. There you go.
Or a lot, just outside luck. Outside of this, Jay-Z's coming on the show.
I feel like that's a lock.
Yeah, that's like a -800.
That's definitely a lock.
That's like
I can't
Pat's
find
Mahomes
it.
completes one pass.
Hold on. Rihanna's odds or song odds.
Give me what we got.
Okay, ready?
Yep, hit me.
Okay, so Diamonds plus 2020. Don't Stop the Music plus 245. We Found Love. Huh?
Don't Stop the Music.
Yeah. We Found Love 350. Lift Me Up 430. Believe It 455. Where Have You Been 505. Umbrella 645.
Yep,
Work
done.
800. Huh?
Umbrella 645. Lock me in.
I like that.
Ella,
Diamonds is good. Diamonds might be. I might change my pick.
Hit us with the chorus real quick.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. What's in the university? You be happy. You and I, we like diamonds in the sky. Oh yeah, this is Face of the Franchise, and we're sponsored by
just for you, by the way. And I continue with that sign out. That's fucking gorgeous. And I'm so sorry I had to interrupt it.
You interrupt
myself.
You interrupt, dude.
Smack like our boy KB. That was.
I'm so congested. This might kill me, but I'm doing it. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Oh, Stuck Up Clothing. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. They got link to their website. Finest clothing.
Don't you fritter. I'll help you in the ride. Don't forget my freestyle days.
Eyesight, a mobile eyewear company. They'll shine. You be happy. On their Instagram, follow them, get their new line, as well as Seductions by Jack.
We're going to write these out next time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to write these out.
Your appointment through Instagram, and you can get your stuff done like diamonds in the sky. And hit the like button, follow button on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all where you can find your podcast, as well as Four Corners Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow us. And that is Little Joe Ooh. I'm the Pharaoh. Stay breezy, stay easy, one love. Shine bright like a diamond. Fuck, that hurts.
Well, this show might be over.
That's it.